welcome to Ashish Kyal Trading Gurukul, and it's pleasure to have you all here. This is a very quick talk that I'm going to have about what is Neo Wave. You know, many of you have been asking about it, so I thought why not go live and talk about it. What is Neo Wave? What is Elliott Wave? And this is why it is called as a GPS of the market, and especially if you are an option trader, why it is so important to understand this concept of wave theory and how you club it along with Ichimoku cloud, because that is how it has to work, you know. So there is a very just before I move on, there is a quick announcement that we have a training on Master of Waves, which is going to happen on 7th and 8th of January 2023, and it's going to be focusing on this concept. तो हमने अभी एक ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग का प्रोग्राम किया था OTTA में, ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग यूजिंग टेक्निकल एनालिसिस, एंड उसके साथ में हमने कंबाइन किया था KST इंडिकेटर and to some extent Ichimoku cloud also. See, one thing is very clear in the market. People say we have to keep it simple, completely in sync with that we have to keep it simple, we have to keep it easy, क्योंकि complicate नहीं करना है. लेकिन अगर आप मार्केट को देखोगे, look at the volatility that we are seeing in this kind of a market, it is very important for us to know how the market is going to behave. Okay, forecast karna hai hame. So there are two things when you are trading in the market. One is a reactive method and the other is a forecasting method. So these are the two things that you see when you are looking at the markets. When you are looking at the forecasting methods, the only way that I think forecasting possible hai, wo hai by looking at patterns, looking at time cycles, looking at Elliott wave. So those are the three things that we have to club together when we are forecasting the markets, because if you are forecasting the market, you are at ease. The reason I'll tell you now, many people argue that you should not forecast. आपको forecast नहीं करना चाहिए. Questions to them: if you are buying the market, are you not forecasting that it should go up? तो आप invariably forecast तो कर ही रहे हो ना कि market prices ऊपर जाना चाहिए. That's why you are buying the market. Then you can't say that you don't have to forecast. So Elliott wave essentially helps us understand that what is the overall possible path market can follow. Market का क्या path हो सकता है, उससे वो पता चलता है. Now, for example, many people believe that you can't really forecast for 7 years, 8 years down the line. I know you already might have been seen my webinar when I have talked about Sensex when it was at around 18,000 in 2013. Should reach 61,000 by 2020-2021, and Sensex 7 to 8 years में 16,000, 18,000 से 61,000 है. So that's a big forecast, right? And that the techniques which I used for forecasting that was purely Elliott wave along with time cycles. ये दो Hurst time cycles. So दो technique combine करके वो forecast किया. Last week I published a research, monthly research, where I have forecasted Sensex and Nifty again by 2024 and by 2027 कौन से levels होंगे, कैसे जाएगा, क्या path हो सकता है. That forecast I have done, you know, along with the path until 2027 तक, 26-27 तक, how the markets will behave, how it will go. So it is possible to do that. If I am able to do it, मतलब ये technique के basis पे possible है. Tell me one method apart from Elliott wave या time cycles के अलावा that you are aware can forecast 8 years, 10 years down the line. One method that I have not come across, to be very honest. I'm going to be honest with you because that's how it works for me. I have not come across. There can be methods, maybe I don't know, but for me, this is how it works. अभी आप अगर option trader है, सोचिए. If you're an option trader, you might be wondering कि यार option trading के लिए कहाँ 7-8 साल पे पहुंच गए हम. Okay, so you can even do that. So if you are a part of my webinar over the weekend, we talked about why on a Monday post 1 p.m. market should rally. Do you remember that? After that rally has happened and it behaved superb. I mean, the way exactly we forecasted, looked at Bank Nifty, looked at Nifty, and it behaved. Were you there as a part of this webinar when we talked about how the market should behave on Monday? And on Tuesday, we saw a sharp reversal happening. So, you know, so many of you were there as a part of it. So you can clearly make out that this is possible. But hota kya hai, problem, people think it as a 100% certainty and they don't understand. The point is, you should also understand with this, it's a probability ki market ka GPS. So we call Elliott wave as the GPS of the market. This is how the path of Nifty stocks or something has to be over the period of time. And if your price action combined with Ichimoku cloud is confirming that. So why I combine Ichimoku cloud? Ichimoku cloud is a fantastic, phenomenal, tool for price action. Price action का क्या मतलब है? Simple supports का है, resistance का है, reversal का है, confirmation कैसे? All of those things. So it really helps you to understand that levels. So when you club that Ichimoku cloud, which we look at as a broader on a 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart with Elliott wave, it is a very different. It's a very different way of looking at things. I'm telling you, and और ये खाली एक बार नहीं है कि फोरकास्ट एक ही बार किया है, ऐसा बार बार नहीं पॉसिबल, ऐसा नहीं है. If you check my history, if you go back and check, there are various research which I have published, and it has worked out extremely well. And the key that you should be aware about during this time is when you are not making money. जब पैसा नहीं बन रहा है, you should get out losing less. जब पैसा बन रहा है, you should make it big. You know, that's how it has to be. So जब 18,900 से reverse हुआ, you know, everyone was super bullish. I said short term we can move down, and we moved down. So what I'm trying to tell you is that जब सही जा रहे तो बड़ा पैसा कमाना है, जब रॉन्ग है तो छोटा छोटा लॉस लेके निकल जाओ. And especially for option trader, timing is the essence when you are trading options. The only way you can time the market are only two things. One is Elliott wave, and one is combining Elliott wave or Neo wave when I'm talking, and combining that with Hurst time cycles plus Ichimoku cloud. So that's three are a lethal combination. So I'll tell you a major difference between Elliott wave and Neo wave. Many would like to know that. So R.N. Elliott formed a strategy around wave theory and said, yeah, this can be forecasted. You know, market can be forecasted. And Glenn Neely in 1970s, 80s, he came out with his own method, tweaking that method of Elliott wave and, you know, putting across some more concepts to it, and then coming out with some patterns like diametric pattern, which works wonders. You know, हर चीज पैटर्न है मार्केट में. अगर आप सोचोगे, आप हेड एंड शोल्डर देख रहे हो, ट्राइंगल देख रहे हो, वेज देख रहे हो, सो हर एक चीज जो आप देख रहे हो वो एक पैटर्न है. और वही पैटर्न हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम एलियट वेव के पैटर्न या नियो वेव के पैटर्न से कंबाइन कर रहे हैं. दैट इज व्हाट वी डू. सो एसेंशियली the difference between Elliott wave and Neo wave is that Neo wave has more number of rules. I found it more objective, and it has newer patterns जो Elliott wave में नहीं है. When I say newer patterns, like a diametric pattern, there is an extracting triangle pattern. So these are the newer patterns which is there on Neo wave but not on Elliott wave. Now ये सब सीख के क्या फायदा? If you know that tomorrow at around, you know, it's going to be a buy day basis of this method, don't you think your trading will become easy? I'm asking you very clearly. अगर आपको एक दिन पहले पता है कि कल क्या हो सकता है, okay, कल क्या हो सकता है, what can be the possible path markets can follow, don't you think now you have the necessary tool, whatever techniques you use, that becomes extremely useful now, because now you have a forecasting ability. Okay, that is very crucial. And it's not only me, you know, this is being used by hedge funds, this is being used by big players. You might not be aware about it and you think wo khali fundamental kar rahe, aisa nahi hai. There are so many traders who uses Elliott wave, who uses Neo wave, and it works wonderfully well. So when you're an option trader, what is important is to get a signal when there is a change of trend, reversal kab ho raha hai. In that signal, if you buy options, you make a lot of money because the risk reward is very promising. Neo wave has a concept which is a two-stage confirmation concept. Two-stage confirmation, which is such a strong concept, जिससे पता चलता है कि market का trend change हो गया. Once you know that the trend of the market has changed early on, you know, you can apply it even on a 5-minute chart. Once you know that the trend of the market has changed early on, you can enter it early on and then you can trade the pattern. So essentially, identifying the pattern of neo wave is the key. I'm telling you, if you have identified a correct pattern, you make money. If your assumption is wrong, you lose little money. But the overall risk reward that you are going to get is phenomenal. You know, I'm not talking about only 1:1.5 or 1:2. The risk reward can go beyond 1:5. Okay, risk reward can go beyond 1:5, not just 1:2. So ये risk reward possible ये method के साथ है. For an example, suppose if you are seeing a triangle pattern and triangle का pattern का target आपका आ गया, what is next? मतलब उसके बाद करना क्या आपको पता है? नहीं पता है. बट एलियट वेव के हिसाब से ट्राइंगल का टारगेट आने के बाद में ट्राइंगल्स यूजुअली प्रीसीड्स द लास्ट लेग. इसका मतलब उसके बाद बड़ा करेक्शन आएगा. तो ये जो टेक्निक है ये फिबोनाची के बेसिस पे, एलियट वेव नियो वेव के बेसिस पे. सो आई यूजुअली इंटरचेंज एलियट वेव एंड नियो वेव, बट आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग नियो वेव टू बी ऑनेस्ट, सो बोथ आर मोर और लेस सिमिलर. और इसके साथ में when you combine Hurst time cycles, that is lethal, because Hurst time cycles का क्या फंडा है? It tells you a possible price जहां से market का bottom बन सकता है. Okay, time cycles are used to catch lows essentially, not tops, but we can use certain tools to even catch tops. Okay, so for example, when I said that Monday ko at around 1 p.m. prices or Nifty can form a low and should go up, and then you see it going up by nearly more than 120 points in just 2 hours of time. Don't you think it works? And you can check on my Twitter handle if you want to. So there is enough proof, I'm telling you, कि ये method work करता है. But the only thing is, do you have the necessary tools to apply it correctly? Because the learning is not complicated, I'm telling you. If I can learn it, anyone can learn it. It's no rocket science. It does not require any kind of complicated methods. What is required is a proper guidance if you are doing it correctly. And that is what we are going to do in the Master of Waves session this time. How we are going to approach this Master of Waves session, which is on 7th and 8th of Jan 2023. We will be giving you access to the Elliott Wave video links right now, because यहाँ से आप वो 6 hours का video देखोगे where you will understand how you have to look at wave theory, simple step-by-step approach, even before the live session happens on 7th, 8th Jan. Then for 2 days, we are going to be looking at, there is a pre-session video, which is again going to talk about some structures that आपको by heart कर लेना. मतलब simple school में थे, जब हम ABCD सीख रहे थे, तो हमने काफी कुछ by heart कर लिया था, right? We didn't question at that point, because to start this, to initiate into this, you need to by heart certain concepts, and that is what I'm going to make you do. Okay, post the pre-session video जो होगा before 7th, 8th Jan. Then on 7th, 8th Jan, we go through this step-by-step process. We will be applying these concepts on chart, plus we will be using Ichimoku cloud as a cheat code. When I say cheat code, वेव थियरी जब प्रैक्टिकली अप्लाई करते हैं ना, तो थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन रहता है कि ये सही काउंट कहाँ पे होगा, वेव शुरू कहाँ से करना है, खत्म कहाँ होगा, ये कौन सा पैटर्न बन रहा है, ऑल ऑफ दोस थिंग्स. बट व्हेन यू कंबाइन दैट विद इचिमोको क्लाउड, योर entire process of counting becomes extremely easy. For example, if you check a 15-minute Ichimoku cloud on Nifty during the entire fall which happened from 18,900, you will see that it did not breach the cloud on the upside until today, which means something is changing, which means your wave count is changing, which means your wave pattern is changing, which means something got over at the lows. इतना information मिल जाता है यार कि पूरा नजरिया बदल जाता है. मतलब you really know that you have to change a stand. The biggest challenge for a trader, I was just speaking with someone earlier, is when you do not know when to change a stand, when to turn from bearish to bullish or bullish to bearish. ये जब change करना है ना, ये लोगों को पता नहीं होता है. And that is where the key of Ichimoku comes into play. It's a powerful tool if you know how to apply it correctly. And we combine this technique with Neo Wave. That is what we are going to do on 7th, 8th of Jan. And साथ में with time cycle is going to be, we are focusing to the extent we are required and not complete time cycle. I'm going to be very honest with you, because उसके लिए खुद खाली time cycle सीखने के लिए you require nearly 12-14 hours. But we will be picking up certain simple aspect of that so that we can time our entry. So if I know that a cycle is going to form a low tomorrow, just for example, मतलब एक low बनना चाहिए tomorrow by around 12 p.m. If I know that, then I can predict that possibly जो Elliott wave का C leg है वो वहाँ complete होगा and market should reverse around that. So your pattern identification, जो assumption है ना कि ये zigzag बनेगा कि flat बनेगा, that becomes so easy because you know time is changing. So if time is changing, chances are very high that we will form a zigzag or a flat or a diametric or whatever pattern that you're looking at. The other part of neo wave that I love most is the concept of time in neo wave, which means the rules are so clearly defined that pattern identification becomes very objective and easy. So if you ask 100 people who are practicing neo wave, 70 or 80 of them will be giving you the same outcome, which means the probability increases to 70-80%. The accuracy increases to 70-80%, which lacks in many of the other studies. So that is what I am suggesting, is that wave theory is a complete system. So there are questions that people ask, whether if you're an option buyer, can I buy by simply looking at wave theory, not complicating it with anything else? Yes, you can do that only with wave theory. So it's a complete trade system that can give you what is the stop loss. It can give you a target basis of Fibonacci projection, extension ke basis pe, and it can tell you where you have to go all in. Okay, so there will be times your conviction will be so high, nearly you are like 90-95% convinced that market should do this, and 5% risk of course rehta hai. So there is always risk. So you will never be 100% sure. The moment you talk, say, yeah, I'm so 100% sure this is how markets will behave, markets will do something else. So when you are convinced that the market pattern is this and 90% chance is this, don't you think you have such a wonderful roadmap for trading? And if you know, we are in a fourth wave. Fourth wave का मतलब होता है market sideways में triangle बनाएगा. Don't you know you can do an options triangle there, short triangle or a short straddle? When you know the third wave is starting, थर्ड वेव का प्रोजेक्शन होता है 1.618 टाइम्स ऑफ वेव, नॉन एक्सटेंडेड वेव. ये सब करेंगे, अभी तो मैं खाली आपको बता रहा हूं. डोंट यू थिंक दैट्स द टाइम टू बाय फ्यूचर्स और इन द मनी कॉल ऑप्शंस? सो बेसिस ऑफ व्हाट योर पैटर्न एक्सपेक्टेशन इज, you can choose the instrument more prudently. Matlab, I really don't know that how to trade options if I don't know Elliott wave, to be honest. And you know, the weakness about Elliott wave is what? Elliott wave or neo wave. Once an Elliottian, lifetime an Elliottian. You know, you can't survive without it. And I'm sure many of you who are Elliotticians here, who have been already trading using Elliott wave, might be witnessing that. Once you are an Elliott wave practitioner, you will be Elliott wave practitioner. मतलब उसके बिना तो कुछ देखते ही नहीं हो. In fact, if you look at the population growth, if you look at events, if you look at all of those things, it just forecast everything, including the COVID cases. So it's a magical thing that it works, and it's a pleasure to be talking about something like this that works in the market, and there is enough proof. You know, I've been practicing it for now like 15 years, and I have enough study, I have enough history to share it across. Otherwise, why would I do that? Because it works, and I want people to know it works, and it works like amazing. Robert Proctor, the founder of Elliott Wave International, I'll just share an example since I recollected. And by the way, he has edited a chapter of Elliott Wave in my book. This is the book. I'm not sure if you are aware about it. That's the book I have published. There is a chapter on Elliott Wave, just briefly, not very detailed, because this is on financial markets. There is a chapter on Elliott Wave which is edited by Robert Proctor himself. He has edited that chapter, and this book is published in London, available in US and India also. So you know, I have done it, and you know, what he talked about. There was a option trading championship which happened in the year 1972. if I remember it correctly. And that was for a period of 3 months, I suppose. He moved, his returns were in that period of time, that returns were somewhere more than 300% trading options using Elliott wave. And the other person who was second was just around, I think, 100 or 100 odd percent, and remaining were very behind. So that clearly shows that the proof he laid down that it works. That's what I am trying to tell you. If you have been with me on various, if you have seen me on CNBC Awaaz and various business channels, I have won consecutive 4 times on CNBC Awaaz, consecutive 4 times in the weekly contest. I have won selecting stocks for intraday. Okay, and it's not possible, right? It's not easy to do that. I've done that. So point I'm trying to make is, if something like this works, why don't you, what are you waiting for? Next question that comes up in the mind, कि कितना capital चाहिए इसे use करने? You don't need a capital to learn, right? You need a capital as much you can take risk with. That's a very important point. Are you okay risking and losing 1 lakh? Are you okay risking 5 lakh? How much are you okay losing money if it does not work? Not in one go, I'm saying over the period of time. So it's very important that your capital is decided based on your risk appetite. You can start with as less as 50,000. Why not trade one lot of option? You will get to know how it works, right? So you don't really require big capital, to be honest, when you're learning something like this. Next, very important thing, if I will be able to learn. That's the very common question people have in mind, कि क्या मैं कर सकता हूँ, because मेरा तो history भी नहीं है, मेरा background भी नहीं है. How will I trade? How will I know? Guys, I'm an engineer, to be very honest. I am not from financial background, and I've authored a book on financial markets. So what I'm trying to tell you, it does not really require IQ. You just need to have that passion, and you have to have that risk appetite. If you have that risk appetite and you have that flair to learn, I will make it happen for you. For that, you have to give your time to me, and we will do it together. It's ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं कर सकते. We will do it together. And if you check, many of the mentees are building big time on wave theory, and they have been trading on that, and they have been doing exceptionally well on that. So we have proof, that traders can be created. Traders are not born. काफी जन सोचते हैं यार traders are born. It's not that. Traders can be created. They are not necessarily born, and it is possible. And I'm going to do that. The only question that I have right now for you all, do you want to be a part of something phenomenal which will be changing the way you ever trade the market? Do you want to be a part of it? Because this is on the Master of Waves session, which is going to happen on 7th and 8th of January 2023. So can we start this new year thinking of doing things differently? Can we spend some time for our own self learning this method, which we always wanted to learn? लेकिन क्यों नहीं किया आज तक? बस करना था, करना है, छोड़ दिया. लेकिन let us take that as a path that we want to make a difference in our trading career. And if you want to do that, I am going to ensure that happens. I'm just launching a very quick poll. If you want to be a part of this wonderful journey with me on the Master of Waves, which is on 7th, 8th Jan, जहां पर हम ये सब चीजें cover करेंगे. And my colleague is going to share across the link with you all. If you want to register here, just very quickly, the early bird for Master of Waves is going to end on 25th of December, before the Christmas. It's going to end. So ensure you are part of this program on Master of Waves, which is going to be covering all aspects for you to be becoming a trader. No software required. Free software is available. Capital requirement is very less. No prior knowledge required, because if you are registering today, I'm going to give you access to Elliott Wave video links immediately. Plus, I'm going to give you 5 bonus videos, which is going to be with you for lifetime. Plus, I'm going to give you 1 month of equity research report, जिसमें ये concept को हम practically apply करते daily basis पे, so that you can see how it is applied. Plus, you have access to the pre-session, which is going to happen. Pre-session video हम publish करेंगे, आपको 2 से 3 दिन पहले दिया जाएगा. Plus, you will be having a follow-up session post the 2 days program. Along with that, you will be posting your queries and charts on the traders forum. If you go and check, traders forum का access आपको दिया जाएगा जहां आप अपने charts post करते हो. I'll be responding to that if you are applying it correctly or not. So there are mechanisms where we want to ensure that we want to create that ecosystem where you are learning and you are able to do that. So guys, if I can forecast Sensex from 18,000 to 61,000, Bank Nifty from 12,000 to 40,000 in 7 to 8 years time, I've even forecasted next 3 years, next 5 years, 6 years kya hone wala hai. You can also do it, and it's not just haphazard manner. It's a scientific approach which I am going to give it to you. अगर आप book पढ़ के करना चाहते तो you can do that, but the just a challenge is, for me, what was the challenge? I took years to learn, you know, because एक कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ा यार समझ में नहीं आया, पढ़ते रहो देखो चार्ट पे जाओ, इट टेक्स लॉट ऑफ टाइम. बट अगर कोई एक्सप्लेन करता है, कोई गाइड करता है, एक मेंटर है जो आपके साथ में, डोंट यू थिंक योर लर्निंग कैन बी फिनोमिनली इजी व्हेन समवन इज देयर टू गाइड यू स्टेप बाय स्टेप की कैसे करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, कैसे ऑप्शंस पे ट्रेड सेटअप बनाना है, कौन सा स्ट्रेटेजी फॉर्म करना है. अगर मार्केट का पता है कि यहाँ से पुल बैक आ रहा है तो क्या कॉल राइट करना है, कौन सा स्ट्राइक प्राइस सिलेक्ट करना है, अगर फोर्थ वेव बन रहा है तो क्या करना है, यू नो दैट बिकम्स सच अ बिग थिंग. अगर खाली आप सोच रहे हो कि हम नो आई एम ओनली समवन हु ट्रेड फ्यूचर्स, व्हाई? इफ यू नो मार्केट गो साइडवेज, व्हाई नॉट ट्रेड ऑप्शंस, व्हाई नॉट सेल ऑप्शन? तो ये सब चीजें पता चलती है वंस यू नो द GPS of the market. So take that step forward, guys. The bonus videos and the access you will get it today itself if you are registering today. From tomorrow we will not be giving you the bonuses that I'm talking about, and the early bird ends on 25th. So the link is shared across by my colleague. Here is, I'll just quickly open up that link and show it to you how you have to go and register yourself. So let me just share that screen across. The pricing, the early bird pricing is for today is 22 plus GST, and you will be getting all the access to what I have talked about and I promise. So I live by that. You know me for that, right? So this is the page where you have to register and take that step forward towards becoming a wonderful trader in 2023. I'm open for questions. Any questions, please? You can ask me with respect to anything with respect to this training. What are we going to be looking at? And this is going to be an online training जो morning 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. होगा. Recordings भी दी जाएगी आपको, so don't worry about that. So you will also have access to the recordings of what we are going to do. And people who have been a part of option trading program, they will love it, because option trading तो सीख लिया आपने, साथ में master of waves करके, it's a lethal combination. And if you want to be a part of BMW, you can do that, where you will get the option trading का video recordings for a month, plus you will be having live access to Master of Waves program. So that's how it's going to be. Post my ET Now interview on Telegram. Okay, I'll do that. I was on ET Now today at 2, where we were talking about stocks, certain stocks which I recommended. I will do that. So definitely. And it's going to be a fantastic journey, guys. So just ensure you are a part of this wonderful program, and you will simply love it. So यहाँ पर सब देख सकते हो. And there is a question from Puneet: does the chart patterns work on options chart as well? तो जो वेव थियरी हम अप्लाई करेंगे, हम स्पॉट चार्ट पे अप्लाई करेंगे, लेकिन हम ऑप्शंस पे ट्रेड ले सकते हैं, बिकॉज वेव थियरी हैज टू बी अप्लाइड ऑन द स्पॉट चार्ट. दैट्स द थिंग. लेकिन देयर आर सर्टन टेक्निक्स जो हमने डिस्कस की थी ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग प्रोग्राम में. यू विल बी यूजिंग दैट which can be applied directly on the options chart also. You know, that's the best part about it. So it can be done on both the places, so you don't really have to worry about where to apply this concept. Does it make sense? Is it clear? So that's the question that you had. There is another question that has come up. I'm a student and want to build my career in trading. How to do it? Okay. So if you want to start trading, it's good कि आपने trading start नहीं किया है, otherwise you would have lost money before learning. So first learn. My advice is start learning first. Maybe you can be a part of Master of Waves program, because you will, ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको ये टेक्निक आनी चाहिए या कुछ भी मेथड पता होना चाहिए, because wave theory is independent of all the other methods. So you can do that. or you can be a part of BMW, where you will learn about options also plus wave theory combined together. So I would suggest that will be the best way to take this forward. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. Okay, I can see here Dipti is saying, sir, I have registered on the link. How do I get the access? Don't worry, my team will just call you up. You have registered. Once the payment is confirmed, they will set up the access to you, and you will receive a link. You can watch it on your mobile or watch it on your laptop. That's fine. On wavestrategy.com, the videos will be given of Elliott wave that you have to go through, and you have to just ensure that you go through before coming for wave theory. And abhi sufficient time bhi hai, you know, and we will be giving you research report also. So your learning starts now, not later, is what is important. Arvind, yes, that is possible. So my colleague will share across the link. Just drop your number over here, and they will share across the link right now with you over here. Okay, there is another question. So there are so many questions. So thanks for asking. So what is the difference between Elliott wave and Neo wave? Okay, I've already answered that, but very quickly, Neo wave has more rules. It is more objective compared to Elliott wave, and it has more patterns, like a diametric pattern. So and it gives you a very high conviction. So I would say you don't really need to worry. I will ensure that you get Neo wave, but उसमें rules आपको by heart करने पड़ेंगे, जो मैं आपको दूंगा. I'll give you a complete rule handbook जो आपको go through करना है, few pages of rules जो आपको by heart करना है. Patterns I will explain you that you can understand. Does it answer your question? Okay. And can I apply it on the stocks? So if you are applying it on the stocks, you can definitely apply. लेकिन liquid stocks, मतलब अगर आप बोलोगे यार penny stock है, circuit वाला वहां apply करेंगे, नहीं चलेगा. It has to be liquid stocks, highly traded, and those kind of stocks you can definitely apply. You can do that. Arvind, I am a retired person, and what will be the suitable time, suitable program? If you are a retired person, I don't really want to tell. There can be anything. You know, Elliott wave was developed in 1965. And by R.N. Elliott, when he was, not 1965, 1935, I'm so sorry. And he was 65 years of age. He was 65 years of age when he developed that method. Okay, that is how it is. And if you are 65, सोचो उन्होंने तो इन्वेंट किया था, आप तो खाली सीखने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. So I would suggest you can enroll for BMW program or mentorship for whatever suits you, not just Master of Waves. Either of these will help you to, you know, if you want to generate that passive source of income through options. So wave theory can help you how to do that, which strikes to select. All of those things we will be doing it. Does it answer your question, Arvind? Fantastic. What chart you use for Neo wave for plotting? Nalini, वो करेंगे ना हम discuss. Neo wave को plot कैसे करना है, वो chart कौन सा है? It's a Neo wave plot chart. So we will discuss that. Don't worry about it, Nalini. We will discuss how to plot it and how to make it easy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it very easy for you all. Don't worry about it. Great. I'm ending the poll, by the way, quickly. That is what I wanted to talk about, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. Fantastic day. Lot of volatility in the markets. I know you want to know about markets. Lot of volatility that we saw in the markets, but I think बहुत crucial levels अभी break नहीं किया है, ना ही ऊपर ना ही नीचे, कहीं मार्केट फिलहाल जा नहीं रहा है, volatility ज्यादा है. तो अगर आपको पता है कि कौन से ट्रेंड लाइन ब्रेक होने पे क्या कंफर्मेशन मिलता है, जो नियो वेव बताता है, इट्स सिंपली सुपर्ब. So for me, I'm going to keep a close watch how prices are behaving around that 18,420, 18,430, or around that 18,200 level. So those are the crucial range that I'm keeping a close watch on, and then I'm going to quickly tweet that about. So don't worry about that. You are going to simply love it. Great, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. And Ashish Kyal signing off. Do be a part of this wonderful program on Master of Waves, 7th and 8th of Jan 2023. And it's going to simply change the way you trade the markets. If you're registering today, you get access to the bonuses, bonus videos, plus you get access to a lot of other videos so that आपकी learning आज से start होती है. Thank you, and keep in mind the early bird ends soon on 25th of December. Thank you. Have a